Welcome along to the match preview of Southampton's trip down to the Vitality on Monday night. And I have a very special guest here today on the Football Martin channel. I'm joined by Ben from Back of the Net. Absolutely delighted to have this young man join me. You will be very familiar if you're a TikToker, because this man you have to go and follow. First and foremost, give your channels a shout out, buddy. I'll let everybody know where they can find you.
Right, so obviously, good evening, afternoon, morning, everyone. I'm Ben from Back of the Net. So, all our social media handles are you can type in at AFCB Podcast or at Back of the Net, and hopefully it should all come up. Yeah, nearing 20,000 subscribers on YouTube, which would be good to hit over the next few months, and hopefully nearing 15,000 followers on TikTok soon as well. So, yeah, if we try to keep our content as neutral as possible, and provide a lot of match day stuff like that. So, yeah, but looking forward to the game on Monday, and it should be a good one.
Yeah, you an absolute must follow. I love the content you're producing. Not just saying it, you're a massive inspiration to me at what you guys do. So I watch everything. So I'm really in touch with how Bournemouth season's going so far. I have a good feel what your feelings like in the camp. But it'd be good for you to come here and give your thoughts on Bournemouth's start to the season so far. You've had a steady start. The last two have been really tough. You've had tough position though. But you have a fantastic manager in charge as well, don't you?
Yeah, we absolutely love Antonio Raiola. I could not tell you a single Bournemouth fan that isn't completely in love with the way that the club's going at the moment, whether that's on the pitch or off the pitch. But yeah, so far the start of the season's been absolutely fine. Losing to Liverpool and Chelsea, obviously not really season definers, you could say.
No.
But yeah, we're really happy with the start. We should have beaten Newcastle, obviously, if it wasn't for that dodgy VAR decision.
Yeah, how bad was that VAR decision? That was so bad, that VAR decision.
So bad. And obviously, we had to come back against Everton as well, which was brilliant. One of the best ever moments I've witnessed. And obviously, yeah, losing to Liverpool and Chelsea is absolutely fine. But yeah, off the pitch as well, seems to be going really well. Bill Foley's taken us in a great direction. We've got a brand new training ground being finished up, brand new year. And once that finishes, we can start planning and building our new stadium, which should be arriving around 2027, 2028, which would be nice. So, yeah, we seem to be going in a good direction at the moment.
Yeah, it is a club going in a really good direction, established in the Premier League. And that's a massive thing, isn't it? Staying in the division and getting yourself established.
Yeah, definitely. That's what so many teams struggle with as well. You saw last season, the three teams that came back up went straight back down. And it does really show that there can be a massive gulf in quality from the Championship to the Premier League, which is why I think us, Fulham and Forest, have done really well to kind of establish ourselves, really. Because I think Forest have started off this season really well. Us and Fulham have just been steady Eddies. But yeah, it's really impressive. But it is difficult to do because you see so many clubs. Like Norwich used to be a fairly yo-yo club, up and down, and now they've ended up kind of being a cemented Championship side, maybe similar to West Brom. Sunderland, so many big clubs struggled to stay in the Premier League for a sustained amount of time, which kind of makes it even sweeter that we're doing really well, and we're in our 8th season out of the last 10, which is very impressive for a club like Bournemouth.
Yeah, it is really impressive, and you touched upon the manager, and to let everybody know for anybody that I've watched Bournemouth, so I've got a good feeling of how you play. But let everybody know how will they attack the game on Monday night against Southampton? It's a high energy side, isn't it? They press as well, big time Bournemouth.
Yeah, I think every time we've played a Russell Martin side, we've played them twice at Dean Court, and we've won 9-0 on aggregate. I think it was a 5-0 and a 4-0. So we have always done well against Russell Martin sides because he likes to play out from the back and we like to press high. It does really suit what we want to do, because the way that we press in triangles really high at the pitch, and could kind of win the ball in the final third or the defensive third for Southampton. It would be, but yeah, we love the way that Andoni plays, and it's good to see that we've also had a good start to the season without Dominic Solanke as well, which was a big worry for many Bournemouth fans, and many other fans, saying that maybe we could be in a relegation scrap since we've lost arguably our best player in Solanke. But at the moment, obviously Evan Wilson still hasn't scored yet, but players like Semenyo stepping up, really suiting the system well. He is such a great winger. He's so dynamic and just brilliant to watch. Such a different winger as well compared to what we have nowadays. But yeah, we absolutely love it, and the way that we play football is very intriguing.
Yeah, no, it is intriguing how you play. The team lineup again on Monday against Southampton. How do you feel we line up against Saints? He's obviously going to see it as a massive opportunity. You're at home. It's Monday night. It's on Sky Sports under the lights. That adds a bit to the game already. The fact it is still a derby. A lot of people will talk about the Southampton fans play it down a lot. I know the Bournemouth fans, it will mean a lot to them. Obviously, the game, no matter what anyone says, you raise your game against somebody that's a rival that's nearby. Do you see them really going after Saints, especially with the way that Southampton want to play football, that Russell Martin wants to build from the back with a possession-based style? He won't change his ways. How do you think you'll go after Saints?
I think we're just going to have to stick to what we know works. We tried something a little bit different against Liverpool because the team that we played against, Chelsea, obviously we lost 1-0, but it did really work. We just didn't take our chances. And a lot of Bournemouth fans were really surprised with the change that we made against Liverpool. Got Senesi left the squad for Dean Howson, and Araujo came in for Adam Smith. So 2 defenders changed there. But yeah, we were really shocked with those decisions. So I would hope now, seeing as what happened at the Liverpool game, that we would kind of revert back to having Kepa in goal, Kirkes at left back, then Zabani.
How's he been, Kepa?
An unbelievable centre back partnership. Against Everton, he was fine, absolutely fine. And then against Liverpool, so many great saves. But then the first goal probably was his mistake, but it wasn't that bad. It was just a miscommunication between Howson and Kepa, really. But he's a great keeper, and definitely an upgrade on Neto, I can say. But he can't really be making mistakes like that every game, otherwise that will cost us. But yeah, and hopefully Adam Smith starts again at right back, because it looked like against Liverpool in that first half, we did miss his experience a little bit. But obviously, we will have to be a little bit careful with the way that he can. Obviously, he's older. He's, I think 32, 33 now. Can be prone to picking up more injuries. But what will be really, really crucial to us being successful in the game is our midfield 2 of Cook and Christie. When they're on it, we're unbelievable to watch. When they're on the same metronome, both ticking, it's unbelievable. So obviously they both should start. The only time we sometimes do struggle is when Christie comes off, because he's such a high energy player, provides so much to us as a team. When he kind of runs out about 70, 75 minutes, we bring normally Alex Scott, who's a phenomenal footballer technically, but he just doesn't quite have that dynamism that Christie has, which is why depth-wise, we probably maybe should have invested there in the summer, because we saw against Chelsea when we made the subs, it made us worse effectively. And even though Scott's a better footballer technically than Christie, he suits our system a lot better. And then on the wings, I would be surprised if it gets changed. Tavernier on probably for the first 60, 70, and then Sinisterra on after that. Kluivert down the middle in the 10. Semenyo on the right, with obviously Evan Nilsson up top.
Yeah, and like you say, Evan Nilsson's looking for that first goal as well. Be no better place to do it in a game against a rival at home on a Monday night under the lights. Southampton, it'd be interesting to see how they line up. I don't think the lineup would be much different actually to what we played at the weekend against Ipswich Town. The biggest thing I kind of worry about for us is how we really hurt teams or like higher up the field. It looks like Ryan Fraser will probably play against you. Had a period of time with you. Didn't end too well, did it? Could you give us a little bit of a background on how that ended and why he's hated so much by the Bournemouth fan base?
So the whole kind of reason to why we hate Ryan Fraser is because obviously when football stopped for lockdown in March 2020, we had the few months off, and that Arsenal were heavily interested in the move for Ryan Fraser. Obviously, the season didn't really end in the same way, so that kind of stalled a little bit naturally. But when we came back for Project Restart, Eddie Howe obviously wanted Fraser to play kind of every minute because he was such a crucial player for us. You could tell in the 18-19 season, he had the second most assists in the Premier League behind Eden Hazard. And he was such a crucial player to us. And because he wanted that move to Arsenal, he refused to play. He said, I don't want to get myself injured, and I want to force this move to Arsenal. So I'm not going to help you out in the relegation battle. I'm going to almost be. He was really selfish in a way,
Mm.
because when we came back from Project Restart, it was so tight down there, and you need players with individual quality to have little bits of brilliance to help us go over that line. And the fact that he was so selfish and just didn't care that Eddie Howe took him from Aberdeen, where it ended a little bit sourly there, I heard, and transformed him into a brilliant player. Because even when he joined back in kind of like 2013, 2014, he wasn't a starting player for us. And Eddie Howe has transformed him into a great winger, and he just treated us with such disrespect. Because as far as I'm aware, and as far as every single Bourne fan is aware, Eddie Howe did nothing wrong to him, just wanted the best for him and for him to play football like a normal footballer would that's contracted to a club. So obviously Southampton fans may be a bit kind of puzzled to why we'll be giving him a lot of stick on Monday. But I hope that can kind of clear it up a bit more, because obviously the added reason to him playing for Southampton, which a lot of Bournemouth fans see as some sort of rivalry, is also not great. Obviously myself, I don't really plays for Southampton. Is what it is. Like, you had Joe Rothwell and David Brooks last season. Like, it can't be that big of a rivalry.
No, exactly. And I always look at that as well, like I've watched your videos on it, and you make good points, because I know a lot of Bournemouth fans really don't like Southampton, and there's a few Saints fans that I've always I just think the two South Coast clubs, the big rivalry, Southampton, Portsmouth, because it's just such a nasty rivalry. This has never been a nasty rivalry, is it, between the two clubs?
No, never. There's never been any real history. Like, obviously, you get kind of the standard. There may be a few kerfuffles outside the ground or whatever, like stuff like that. But it happens in like most games, especially in close proximity. Like, you can't really say that adds anything to it being a rivalry. But it's a nice game to be played. I always enjoy Southampton as an away day, just because it's just down the road, 20, 25 minutes. And it's a great experience, and obviously there is that little bit of banter there because we're so close to each other. But I think that's just what makes it fun. It's a bit different to your standard kind of maybe London or Northern away day, which is it's nice.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to coming down. It's my first experience of watching Saints at the Vitality anyway, and so I'm really looking forward to it. I was a guest of Asmir Begovic actually. I went one time, and I watched it in sort of like the player seats. Watch Saints Bournemouth there, which is really difficult to do actually. But I'm really looking forward to going down as an away fan and enjoying it. Atmosphere down there's always brilliant as well. Southampton wise, is there anybody that you kind of like concerned you that may hurt Bournemouth? How was Southampton gonna hurt Bournemouth? That's what I'd be interested to get your view on that, really.
Look, Southampton do have a lot of individual quality. They've got quite a young squad. If you look at it on paper, obviously I don't know the exact statistics of where your squad age lies, but Tyler Dibbling looks amazing. Great young talent. I watched Southampton Man United won the penalty there, had Diogo Dalot like all over the place, and he was excellent, and obviously scored his first Premier League goal against Ipswich, so he'll be full on confidence. Looks a brilliant talent. We know that Kyle Walker-Peters is a great fullback as well when he finds his form, and obviously Aaron Ramsdale in goal. He's a great goalkeeper. Like this, put the bias aside, he is a great shot stopper. So you do have a lot of individual quality. I just think you will struggle in that kind of attacking third, because Zabani especially, he's such a strong centre back, but he's so quick as well. That's why like Tottenham wanted him before we signed him, and he's played countless Champions League games for Dynamo Kiev, represented Ukraine since he was 19. I just think you may struggle a bit there, because especially with
we don't have that physicality up top. That's our biggest issue. We don't have that Shea Adams ilk striker. Then he was the man that scored at the Vitality last time.
Exactly.
We don't have we have Cameron Archer, though he's quick. He's missing opportunities at the moment. Not scored a Premier League goal yet. So I do fear like how we're going to break down your centre backs, like you say, with the pace. The pace there will be key, won't it?
Yeah, because I think if Archer were to target Marco Senesi, assuming he starts, which I think he should, Senesi's not as quick. He's still a very like physical defender, great on the ball, brilliant with his long range passing ability, but he's not quite as quick as Ilya Zabani. So if you were to maybe target him, get him because obviously you keep the ball on the ground quite a lot, get him with the balls in behind. That could be a definite avenue, because it has been quite before. especially because Senesi's usually the centre back out of the two that can step forward a little bit to help our press and maybe put their 10 under a bit of stress, which can leave gaps, which obviously, because he's not the quickest, can sometimes struggle to recover from. So I think that's a definite avenue. Honestly, I've not watched a huge amount of Ryan Fraser since he joined Southampton last season, but I've heard that he's been all right.
Yeah, he's done well. Yeah, he's done okay, to be fair.
There as well. I think your midfield it's young, but it's got so much quality. Like Leslie Gachukwu, great footballer. Flynn Downs, unbelievable. I think he's a very, very good talent. Really rated him when he was at West Ham. But yeah, I do think we should, as long as we don't play like we did last time under O'Neill and kind of just really didn't look like we cared about the game. Almost, it looked like we kind of thought it was going to be a walk in the park because Southampton started the season poorly and obviously got the early goal, sat back, we didn't do anything. So we've got to go about the game. I think the first 15-20 minutes is going to be so crucial because we get a fast start, score 1 or 2 in the first 20. I think that'll be game set match already.
Maybe curtains, yeah, it could be curtains. What's your score prediction before you go? I would love to get your score prediction and your thoughts on how it's going to unravel.
I think we'll win 3-1. I can kind of maybe see it going 2-0 up at half time. Maybe Southampton nick one back, put us under a bit of stress, and then we'll hopefully just be able to see it out. And I really, really, really hope Evan Nilsson can get his first Premier League goal because so many Bournemouth fans have said once he gets that first goal, he'll go on a run because he is a phenomenal striker with so many good parts to his game as well. So yeah, hopefully 3-1 win with an Evan Nilsson goal. That would be the perfect evening for me.
Yeah, no, it'd be interesting. I'll be just happy to try and get out of there with a point, to be quite honest. If we can walk out of there with a point, I'd absolutely take it because we go to Arsenal on Saturday. So it's going to be tough for Saints, really tough. And then it's the international break. And then we return it with fixtures at home against Leicester and Everton. So it's a really, really big couple of weeks ahead for us. Ben, I really appreciate your time. Thank you for coming on. Give me your thoughts on Bournemouth. Wish you all the best for the rest of the season, other than obviously Monday night. I'm sure you have a great season. Good manager in charge, and good luck, my friend.
Perfect. Thank you.